What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Project X Talk Extra, your second supplement for the week because the Halo TV show is running in tandem. My name is Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Physical Copy himself, Ethan. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Having a good day.
Yeah,
Lovely weather, as we discussed in the Halo episode that people would have listened to yesterday.
of course.
But guys, if you are unfamiliar with Project X Talk Extra, this is our weekly podcast supplement where we talk about news, games, TV shows, whatever that didn't quite make the main podcast. If you like that, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Head on over to our Twitter at Project X Talk. We have a Trek to Yomi giveaway going on that we want to give to you. Any platform details are on our Twitter. The pin tweet will tell you how to do it. So head on over and check that out. But today, we are talking about Microsoft's long rumored streaming stick could finally be coming this year. In a report from VentureBeat, quote, in the next 12 months, Microsoft plans to release an Xbox Cloud gaming streaming device. This will likely look like an Amazon Fire Stick or perhaps a small Roku-like puck. And like a Roku, the Xbox streaming device will enable you to access movie and TV services in addition to a library of games through Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. If you already have a Samsung Smart TV, however, you can skip a separate device entirely. Microsoft is working closely with its partners at Samsung to develop an Xbox game streaming app for that company's televisions. That too should debut in the next 12 months. So, Ethan, first initial thoughts reading this report. What are you thinking?
This is exactly what we've been waiting for out of Xbox. I think we saw this coming miles away. We knew that this is the future that they want, especially with cloud gaming. It makes perfect sense for them to make some sort of like an Amazon Fire Stick type system where you can just plug it into your TV and play all these Game Pass games on the cloud. Now, me personally, this is not for me. I'm not a fan of cloud gaming just yet. I don't think it gives you the fidelity that you get out of a natively run game. But for people that maybe can't access the Xbox Series X right now because they can't find it or they can't afford it right now, this is absolutely perfect for them. You can access the whole library of Game Pass and you can play these games right on the fly. I think this is a really good thing for convenience, and this is a really good thing for people that may not be as hardcore of gamers as us and don't want to spend that $500 on the box.
Yeah, I think great points all around. This is something that we here at Project X Talk have actually talked about previously quite a few times. We had a whole podcast about it.
Yeah.
This isn't a surprising move. I'm glad to see it's coming sooner rather than later. We weren't sure when it was actually happening, but we've talked about how this is more for the casual gaming market. As you just said, this isn't for someone that really cares about like FPS and fidelity and playing games in the best possible environment.
Right.
This is for perhaps the parent that can't buy a $500,
Exactly.
but they can afford a 15-month or a 10-month subscription,
Yep.
plus maybe $100 device. So they get this for their kid. The kid doesn't care. He just wants to play some games. You plug it into the TV and you're good to go. Like
Right.
grab a controller, start playing some games. They just want to have fun. I think this is perfect for that audience. And it expands the player base so
Yeah.
much. This could be huge.
And another thing that I think is really good about this, just last week we were on with Sean Capri on the podcast, and he was actually on a business trip. I think he said in Toronto. This would be perfect for people that do a lot of travel. You could pack this stick in your travel bag, go to the hotel. Your hotel has a TV with a USB on it, which most of them do nowadays. You have Xbox Game Pass on that TV. You hook up your controller and you're good to go gaming in any hotel in the country. I think that's another really great use for this. So all around, this is basically a portable cloud gaming Xbox. I mean, if you really think of it that way.
That's one thing we've seen Xbox do this generation is really allow you to play games in different places easier, right? Like the
Right.
cloud initiative has been huge. People are playing on their phones. They got the backbone. The Steam Deck has opened a whole new way to play Xbox games mobilely. And now we get this Stream Stick, which I didn't even think about taking it other places. That could be huge. Like, oh, you're going to a buddy's house. They don't have a gaming console, but you want to introduce them. You just
You
grab
don't
it.
want to pack your whole Xbox. You just bring your controller, bring the stick. I
Mhm.
mean, this is getting to the point where if a device has a screen, you can access Xbox on it.
Mhm.
This is really broadening the ecosystem and introducing a lot of people to these products. It's really exciting.
And that's kind of like their whole thing, right? Like that is what Phil Spencer has said that Xbox
Right.
wants to do this generation. They want everyone to be playing. They know there's a market of billions of people out there, and gaming, as much as we all love it, is still a very niche hobby when you look at the entirety of the global market, right? Like
Right.
there's what 8 billion people, and I think there's what 300 million gamers,
Yeah.
if we say realistically, because PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, probably 300 something million, and then PC obviously. But
Yeah.
Xbox is getting to all those places. They're on PC, they're on your phone. Now they want the television, they want that market for people that aren't the gaming crowd, because
Right.
as we've seen, I'm going to tie into a different story here. We saw Xbox now is teaming up with Epic to allow Fortnite to be played for free through the cloud. So
Yeah.
if you have a phone, you pop open your web browser and you can now play Fortnite for free through streaming app. And this, yes, Tim Sweeney took a little shot at
Yeah.
Apple. Great tweet, by the way, because he mentioned, it's free. Apple doesn't get any money because it's through a web browser. Our friends over at Xbox,
Good
they have their,
stuff.
Epic versus Apple thing going on.
Yeah.
But their ultimate goal as part of the every Xbox's everywhere initiative, we know
Mhm.
they want to bring more free to play games to the cloud.
Right. Yeah, it's super exciting. Like we were talking about, this is just going to introduce so many more people to the ecosystem, make it more convenient for everybody. I mean, I'm someone who never thought I would use cloud services. Now there are days where my wife's watching a movie or something on the big TV. I have this little backbone thing that I hook up to my controller,
Mhm.
and I put my phone in, and I'll sit there and I'll play Lego Star Wars while she's watching a movie or something like that. I mean, this is getting to the point where I think it's just getting really fun to be an Xbox gamer right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Like for me, cloud has never appealed to me because if I'm not home, I'm not gonna play games. Like that's just
Fair
like
enough. Yeah.
I'm out. It's not something that I need on the go. I have plenty of time sitting here at home, and
Yeah.
I prefer console gaming. I
Right.
prefer to be comfortable. And it's the same reason like Switch is docked 99.9% of the time. Like
Yeah.
I don't need the handheld component of the Switch. If they offered me a Switch Pro that was just docked, I would be like, see, I'm getting rid of this.
So no Steam Deck anytime soon for you?
No, I don't. I thought about it, and that was merely out of like, oh, this is cool new tech. But when I
Yeah.
really I was like, I'm never gonna use
They're
this.
very expensive.
This is just something I just bought
Right.
a new PC instead because like
Yeah.
I'll get more use out of that, like sitting at home playing games that
Yeah.
way. But I'm not everyone. There
Right.
are millions of people that have Switch Lights, right? They
Yeah.
only want to play. They want to play handheld.
I have two of them.
That's
In
crazy. That's
addition to
crazy
my
to me.
OLED.
That's crazy to me. What are you doing with so many Switches? You got
I
two
don't
people.
know.
What are you doing?
You're going crazy.
But it's like Xbox they're not competing with the Switch
No.
because they're not offering but they're offering you a handheld component that isn't
Right.
meant to rival the Switch. It's more meant to enhance your experience as an Xbox gamer.
Exactly. This is supposed to be used as an ancillary to your main Xbox. Like this
Mhm.
is just a luxury service that they are providing for us, which I think is really good. And the one thing about this story that I think is interesting, I'm surprised they didn't just full out come with like a TV app for any smart TV, like a Roku app or something like that. I feel like that's something that could be done if they're putting this into a stick form. I'm surprised they went the hardware route instead of just making an app that's accessible through any smart device.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's really interesting to me that the article says they're working with Samsung to make an app. Now,
Right.
if you don't, first of all, I'm not a fan of apps being exclusive to certain television
Mhm.
manufacturers.
Right.
That's not something that I really think is a good consumer friendly move
No.
because I have two televisions in the house. I got my 43-inch Roku in TCL
Mhm.
in the living room because that's like I'll casually watch TV on it.
Yeah.
And then I got the LG OLED in my game room here, my
Ooh,
office for my game, my 4K 120
Yeah.
VRR PS5 Xbox Series X hooked up to it. All right, Switch is out in the living room because like Switch ain't got nothing. Switch ain't got nothing. Switch
Yeah,
is
you don't
like,
need 4K for a Switch.
Switch is like, yeah, I got 900p. You're gonna like it, 15
Yeah.
frames a second, and then obviously my computer monitors are 1080, and who cares about that?
Yeah.
Like I'm PC gaming's for nerds.
Oh my God, here we go.
But
you're about to get attacked on Twitter. You just don't know when to stop.
That's all right. Yeah, load up your TurboTax and Excel files. But I'm my main point was I would love to be able to have this app on any of my TVs, even if I don't use it. Like maybe my girlfriend wants to use it because there are times where she's like bored and she's like, "Can we just go look what's on Game Pass? Like maybe we'll find something to play." I'd love if we can like, oh, we could just pop it open on the TV and then we could sit on the couch because she much prefers like gaming on the couch. It's more comfortable for her instead of like coming in here and sitting in a chair. So I'm not a fan of that. I don't like gatekeeping this behind some sort of device that people that don't have Samsung TVs are going to buy.
And I'm wondering if that's just a symptom of what the market is right now. Maybe they couldn't strike deals with other smart TV providers. I don't know the whole backstory behind it. Obviously, I don't think any of us do.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe they're using the Samsung TV just to test this out. Can our servers run this? Can it be, you know, will people use it? Will people actually download it and enjoy it? Is it going to run well? So there, you know, there's probably a lot of testing that's going to be done before we do a full rollout of an app. Because I do feel like that is still the future. We're going to see apps on every smart TV device for Xbox Game Pass.
So if that's the future, what about the people that invest in the streaming stick? Because won't they feel ripped off if like, okay, I got this stick, but now my Roku just has a native app and it functions exactly the same way. But I spent $100. I'm throwing out a number. I'm probably $100.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a reasonable amount for one of these sticks.
Well, I think that goes back to the argument of the portability. You know, as long as the TV has the USB stick, you can use Xbox Game Pass type of deal. Because, you know, not every TV out there is a smart TV. Most hotel TVs are absolutely not smart TVs, like we said. So if you're like a business person or you travel a lot for work or you're just a traveler in period and you like to travel, the stick is probably the way to go.
Okay. That fair point. You're paying for more utility, essentially.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I think it's exciting. Again, not for me, but for the people out there. Like this would be a gift. Maybe I get someone like a family member's like a nephew or so. Like this seems like a great gift for them. Like, hey, here's this. Like I know your mom couldn't get you a PS5 or a Xbox Series X this Christmas, but
here's a year of Game Pass and here's the stick. Enjoy.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
I think that would go a long way. And then you're introducing people to the Xbox ecosystem. And then when they finally get a chance, like, hey, I already have an Xbox account. I've been playing these games. Mom, like time to invest in an actual native hardware.
Exactly.
Like it's great marketing in my opinion. Like
they're planting that into people's
strategy.
brains, especially younger people. They're planting that into your brain through these systems. And that's a realm that PlayStation is just not tapping right now.
And it's so weird because like I know it's kind of a meme, but like the PlayStation handhelds were good, right? Like,
I had a PSP and I really liked the PSP.
And from my understanding, like I know the Vita didn't set the world alight in sales, but like there are amazing games trapped on the Vita.
Yeah, you just wish that I think PlayStation tried to shift a lot of, you know, the money that went to those handheld devices into their VR tech. I think that was one of the shifts that they did. And then obviously they've been ramping up acquisitions the last, you know, few years or so. So they're probably just not focused on that right now. And I wish they kind of were, because I would love to see more people get into that ecosystem. As much as I love Xbox, and this is an Xbox podcast, I want more people to have access to these ecosystems, because right now all I can do as somebody who wants a PlayStation is wait until I can find a PlayStation 5. If I didn't have an Xbox Series X right now, I could use Game Pass on my PC. I could use Game Pass on my phone and play cloud gaming and all those things. I could access this market. But
I know people that do that strictly use it on PC and whether or in their phone, whether that's, you know, cost or they can't get a Series X, which I think Series X is pretty readily available, like not readily, but like it's easy enough.
Series S is at least really available.
Series S is readily available for sure. PlayStation 5, I'll help you get one when the time comes. I got those
I'm
those links,
waiting.
man. Wario 64, buddy. He's gonna hook you up.
I'm watching. I'm watching.
He's
Trust
gonna
me.
hook you up. Wait, you got those tax returns yet?
They're already gone.
Oh,
You got to pay off debt and bills before you
Oh,
do any
man.
video game stuff,
Ooh.
Kev.
Well, or
Well, yeah.
or you buy a PC
and
then
keep
you're
all
like,
your debt. Hell yeah.
keep my debt. That's right. Yeah, student loans are gonna be with me whether or not I use
It's
that
the
tax
American
return.
way,
Oh,
Kevin.
that's
You gotta
right.
love it.
Ethan, where can people find you though?
They can find me at White Cedar 1 on Twitter and Gravy3448 on Xbox.
And you can find me at the Muffin Mon. It's a 1-7 and an 0-7. Follow us at Project X Talk and check out our Trek to Yomi giveaway. I'm serious, people. I'm giving you a free
It's a
game.
good game.
All
It's a
you
good
have
game.
we're gonna talk about that on
Next podcast.
Thursday.
It's really fun.
Yes, guys. So check that out. Any platform, like I said. But until next time, we'll see you. Goodbye.
Peace.